You're welcome to my channel, Mindset Academy, where we want to solve the problem that is displayed at the left hand side of the screen. And the question says, in the figure above, crank AB and CD are connected by a link BD. AB rotates about A while CD oscillates about C. Trace the locus of P in one complete revolution of crank AB. AB is given as 50 millimeter, AC is given as 100 millimeter, BD is given as 120 millimeter, BP is given as 60 millimeter, CD is given as 75 millimeter. Now, before we say anything, let us reproduce what we are seeing on the left hand side of our screen, right? Now, take your meter rule, draw your horizontal line in this manner, and draw your vertical line in this manner, faint line. Can you see that? And they are meeting at this point. Now we say the crank AB, which is the radius of this circle you see here, is given as 50 millimeter. So I'm going to take my meter rule and I'm going to measure from 0 to 5, which is my 50 millimeter, equivalent to 5 centimeter, right? And I'll place it at the middle point here, and I'm going to draw a circle, which I am going to thicken. Can you see that? So making this point to be my point A, the center of the crank. Then B is somewhere around here. Now, since we are told that the circle, it moves in one revolution, and our aim is to divide this circle into 12. It means that this part B here is 30 degrees to the what? To the vertical. How did I mean? Just take your instrument, your set square, place it on your T-square this way. Can you see that? Then just draw your line at this point. So this is the 30 degree that we have here. So this is my point B. So it means that from here to here is 60, while from here to here is what? Is 30, right? So when you place it this way, on the vertical, this is what? 30. On the horizontal, that will be what? 60. Is that okay? So let us proceed. Now the next point we want to get is point C. Point C is lying along this line here, and that is given as AC, which is what? 100 millimeter. So I'm going to measure my 100 millimeter from this point. From 0 to 10 is 100, right? Which I am going to what? Thicken. So this is my point what? Point C. Now the next thing is to get my D, point D. We know that what B and C have in common is D, right? So for me to get D, I'll measure the given dimension that says CD, which is given as 75. I'll place it this way, 75, from 0 to 75 here. And I'll place it at this point, C. Then I'll strike an arc this way. So where the arc, this is the arc, right? Similarly, I'll do that for BD, which is given as 120. I'll measure 120 from 0 straight down to 12 is 120, right? And when I place it here, I'll strike an arc. So where they intersect, that will be my point what? Point D. So I'll just take my instrument and I'll connect B to D and also connect BD to what? To C. Now this is what we have accomplished, reproducing the figure that is displayed at the left hand side of the screen, having it in mind that this crank is going in a clockwise motion, so it's moving this way. So what are we going to do? It says this is going clockwise, that means B moves from B back to B. So I'm going to divide here into 12. Are we there? This is the crank. As this rotates, this point moves in this manner. It oscillates. That's what I mean by oscillation. It's not going 360, it's going maximum is 180. It's oscillating like this. So C is fixed, but D is moving along this path. So as B rotates in a clockwise manner, D is going like this. I will together now. So the path, what I'll do first of all, I'll divide it into 12. So what I will just do, take your instrument and you place it at this point here. On my T square, I have this. I'll turn it this way. I'll have this. I'll lie down. I'll have this. I'll turn it this way. I'll also have this. So since it's going clockwise, here will be B1, here will be B2, here will be B3, here will be B4, here is B5, this is B6, this is B7, and we have B8, here B9, here B10, here B11, back to B. That is one complete revolution. Are we together now? Then it says that what point CD oscillate about C. So this point CD oscillate about C. So what I need is just this part here, from here to here. So it moves about what? CD. So just do this way. It will help you. Do this first. That is 180. So it must not pass this line. And that should be more of a front line. Right? So we move forward. Now the next thing that we're going to do is, with your distance, we have point P. Point P is between B and D, which is BD, and that's given to be 60. So from 0 to 6 is 60. That is my point P. See what I'm doing? So according to them, as this move in a circular manner, one revolution, this move along this path. As this move along this path, point P changes position. So they say we should join the position, the point, we call it the locus of P, that is the path formed by P when this happens. So let's start. Now, when I take my instrument this way, from B to D, I'll come to B1 and I'm going to strike an arc. Where it cuts the horizontal, cut this arc, that will be my D1. Can you see that? Remember, this is 120 here. I'm not changing it. So I'll just join from C to D1, faint line. Then from D1 to B1, another faint line. Then the half of it from 0 to 6 give us P1. So everything here is B, no sub. Here is B1 with sub 1 each. Now go again with the same procedure, carry the same 120, place it at B2, strike an arc. So it's touching here, still cutting the same point as what? As D1. Then I'll take my instrument to that point, to this point here. Let's see what I want to do. So we have it here. Can you see that? And this half of it, 60. That will be my P2, which will have also D2 here. D1 and D2 are on the same position. Now we do the same thing from 3, B3, and I'll strike an arc. So where it cuts here, that will be my D3. And I'm going to join from B3 to D3. So this is what I have. So this is half of it, which is giving me my what? My P3. Then I'll come again with the same measurement, 120 from B4, the closest place is here. I'm going to have my D4. So connecting from B4 to D4, can you see that? I'll draw my line, faint line, half of it is 60. That'll give my P4. Again, I'll move from here, from B5, strike another arc here, and that will give me my D5. So I'll connect from D5 this way. I'm having this. So half of it is my P5. Similarly, B6, if I place it here, I'll cut here. That will be my B6. Can you see that? So I'll join from B6 to D6. So middle of it is my point P6. Similarly, I'll come from B7, I'll strike here, and the same point here is hitting here to get D7. Remember this D6 to get D7 from this point. Half of it is 6. That is my P7. Then I'll come to 8 with the same measurement. I'll strike an arc. It's cutting this point here. That'll give me my D8. So from this point to this point here, I'll join. This is what we have. P8. Are we there? I'll do again. I'll come to B9, strike an arc. Then I'm going to join from D4 to B9. Half of it is 60. That is BP. That'll give me my P9. Right? Then from 10, I'll still strike on that arc. That'll give me my D10. Right? So when I come from 10 to this point here, half of it is 60. That is my P10. Then for the last one on the list, B11, strike here. This will be my D11. So when I place it from this point to this point, they measure 60 at this line. That will be my P11. So I will now use my protractor, my French curve, and I'm going to join those points. Those points, I join those parts, that will be the locus of P. So let's see how this goes. So 1 is joining 2, 3, just that way. From P to 1, at least take the 3 points. From P to 1 to P2. Then the next one is to P3, P4, and so on and so forth. You can see that. Then P4 to P5 and P6 together. Then you can easily come here. Let's come here first. We'll come back there. From here, this is coming here. So this part you see here is the locus of P. So to analyze this properly for you to really get what I am trying to portray here is that as this crank AB rotates in a clockwise motion, CD moves in an oscillating motion about C, so moving this way. Remember that we marked a point in between B and D, which is P. So at every stage of the movement of the crank, what happened? P changes position, forming different loci. So when we have joined all the points of P, that will be the locus of P. So this is what we are told to do. So if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share the video. Thanks for watching.